Hello everyone, this is your World War III update. The United Kingdom is about to be overwhelmed and all sorts of wild stuff has been happening in the world in the last 24 hours. Ladies and gentlemen, you really couldn't make a lot of this stuff up. We've got an armed siege ongoing in the United Kingdom that is just consuming untold amounts of resources. We've got, I genuinely can't fathom what's going on in the United States at the moment with Donald Trump saying he's going to take over the Middle East and everybody else just saying, oh yeah, okay, that's fine. You know, we've got Elon Musk now coming out and like this really does to me seem like we're living in an absolute parody. We have got the Ukrainians losing ground each and every day. And now the United Kingdom have taken over control of the situation in Ukraine, or the leading role, I guess. You know, these are things that I've been talking about for over a year. Ladies and gentlemen, please go back and check my other videos. And if you've not done so already, can you please hit that like button, the follow, the share, the subscribe, all those things that really help me out, ladies and gentlemen. I'm seeing things that are coming in the future. So in this video, I'm just going to quickly go through what I've been saying is coming and then show you how it's here. And then I'm going to be telling you what's happening next. And if you live in the United Kingdom, and if you live in Europe, I really do. It's not good news, let's call it. Let's just say that. So months and months and months ago, over a year ago, back in 2023, I said, right, okay, what you're going to start to see is a divergence now between the United Kingdom and the United States. I said, Donald Trump's going to go and have his war with Iran at March 2026. And, you know, in the comments, people were saying, oh, but Sean, Donald Trump's not even going to win the election. He's trailing behind. I was like, right, okay, let's wait. Anyway, I've done videos about this. When you look at the timelines and the election cycle and the weather patterns, that's when it has to be. That, you know, you really can't leave it any later than that, and you certainly can't logistically do it any earlier than that. The United Kingdom have to take the lead role in NATO, in Europe, against the Russians because the United Kingdom have the best strike capacity. That, you know, I can go into this a lot deeper, but in a kind of like in an elevator pitch, that's why it has to happen. Remember, this was passed in US law in November 2023, that the US would not let Iran gather a nuclear weapon and would take all action necessary to stop that. So let's go now to, and I know most of my viewers are from the United Kingdom, so let's go quickly onto the share screen and let's see what's been happening in Ukraine. So obviously, well, not obviously, but here we are. We've got a map of Ukraine. This is a war map I use. This is our deep state livemap.com. Well, I think that's what it's called. Now, the key physical features on the ground here, ladies and gentlemen, to consider is this river here, this river Dnipro. Nobody is having any sorts of peace negotiations until Putin has taken control of Ukraine up to that river. That's my analysis. That's my speculation. That's my opinion. Because there is nothing to have a ceasefire over. This river Dnipro, it bisects the country pretty much 50-50, I'd say, if you take into consideration that this is Ukraine as of 2013. So let's zoom into this. That's a bit far. Let's zoom into this location here, Pokrovsk. Pokrovsk, from what I'm told from my sources on the ground, is the last fortress city in this region. And again, you know, I use the word city, but if this was in the United Kingdom, it would just be a town. Anyway, so this is the situation on the ground from the 10th of last month, so just over a month ago. I just want you to watch how quickly the Russians are taking ground. This is each one of these clicks, ladies and gentlemen, denotes 1 day or 24 hours. Now, these look like small movements, but on the ground, these equate, and it's every day. It's just relentless. The Russians drive forwards in multiple locations. I'm told that the Russians are taking about 20 square kilometers per day. So this town here of Valyeka Novosilka, that's gone. Bulder's gone. All these towns are going and going and going. What I think Putin's trying to do right now, and again, this is just my speculation, I think he's trying to take control of this main supply route, this main supply route, because the ground, all this ground here, you can't drive across it in tanks and stuff. It's just not feasible. Ukraine has a very high water table, which means it's very fertile. It's good for growing crops, but not good for tanks to traverse. So you really do have to stick to the main supply routes when you're moving logistics. I guess not so much tanks, but, certainly the logistics that supply the tanks. So this route here up to Dnipro and Zaporizhia, if Putin can control this route here, he then takes control. Well, he doesn't, but he kind of does in a de facto sense. Take control of Dnipro, Zaporizhia, and then you've got Kherson down here. That will bring him, give him this southern land corridor here that I think he wants to, have more control of Crimea. Anyway, so what else has been happening on the Ukraine front? We've got Donald Trump saying that he came out yesterday and he said, Ukraine may be Russian one day, they may not. I don't know. But what I do know is that we're kind of going to pull funding from the Ukrainians and we're just going to leave them to dangle. And the European Union, they're going to have to pull their big boy pants on and start funding this war because we want the minerals. And if we don't get the minerals, we're going home. So, and again, it's what I've always said is going to happen. President suggests he wants compensation from Kiev for America's financial support, by which he wants a lot of minerals. Now, I think this is kind of, I think this is a little bit of a power play because the minerals that are in Ukraine, there's other minerals in other places that are easier to get. What I do think the United States wants to take control of is Ukrainium's titanium deposits. So Ukrainian, as I understand it, have the 20% of the world's titanium deposits. Now that is west of the River Dnipro. So if the Americans could take control of that, I think that would be that would be a plus for the Americans. But ladies and gentlemen, listen, this thing is happening now. We are seeing the lines in the sand being drawn. Also, we've got Elon Musk now, and I saw a video of Elon Musk yesterday standing behind President Trump. I think he was in the Oval Office, and he's got his dark MAGA hat on. And this whole thing now just seems like a parody to me. It just seems like it just doesn't seem serious anymore. It seems like we're watching a sitcom. And then if you guys live in the United Kingdom, a court gives Gazans right to settle in the United Kingdom. So refugees successfully use Ukraine's settlement scheme will open floodgates, Home Office warns. So Palestinian migrants have been granted the right to live in the United Kingdom after applying through a system set for the Ukrainians. So now we've got a system where, the Palestinians are being thrown out of their land, and it looks like most of them will be coming to the United Kingdom. Listen, guys, if you live in the United Kingdom, we are heading for the summer of carnage this year, 2025. I called the summer of carnage about a year ago. I said, listen, next year, this is going to be worse. I've now given you the dates and the place where I believe this is going to start. The 4th of July, I believe it's going to start in Cardiff. Now, I've done videos onto why the 4th of July and why Cardiff. Now, another thing that just absolutely boggles my mind, there's an ongoing police, let me share this with you guys, actually. There's an ongoing police scenario in Sheffield. I was there yesterday. Let me just share this. So police continue to negotiate with armed man in challenging operation in Sheffield. So this is now, I think it's been going on 2 days now. There's a man, where is he? In this block of flats somewhere. Where was I standing? I think I was, hang on. Right. You know what, guys? It doesn't matter. In one of these blocks of flats somewhere. I think it's this one here, and I think it's this where my cursor is now. I think it's that window. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So there's a block, these blocks of flats here. There's a gentleman in the top floor, and he's not coming out, apparently. Police continue to negotiate with a man barricaded himself in a flat in Sheffield who allegedly has weapons. Officers were first called to the block of flats on Broad Street. I'll put this link in the description, ladies and gentlemen, but I want to keep this video short. Now, the short of this is taking, in fact, let's just go back to that picture, actually. This is taking a lot of resources up. This is, the police have had to commit like so many resources here. I mean, just look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is that 11? Hang on, I may have messed that wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, 11. So you've got 11 emergency vehicles there. And on the other side, round Ponds Forge, this side, you've got a similar amount of vehicles. You've got a similar amount of emergency services. Each one of these vehicles will have 2 officers in. So just there, you're looking at 22. Well, you're looking at more because the paramedics will have, I don't know how the paramedics run. I think they will have 2 as well. A paramedic and a driver, they may have 3. But, what I'm getting at here, ladies and gentlemen, this has been going on 2 days now for one person who's barricaded themselves in their apartment. Nothing's been confirmed yet. They can't confirm that he's got any sort of weapon systems, any sort of stuff that goes kaboom. So what I'm getting at here, ladies and gentlemen, and I've said this many, many times, if another incident happens in Sheffield right now, who are they going to send? Another tactical team. All right, fair enough. They might have to. They might have the resources to go and do that. But look at the amount of resources that this is soaking up. All right, so we've got 2 people now who've decided to barricade themselves in their flats or apartments, which are, they're flats if you're British. And look at the amount of police that it's taken to absorb this. Look at all the roads that have been cordoned off, that have been stopped. How much is this costing? I would speculate this is costing into millions already. If there's another incident, okay, we can send the same amount of resources, because those officers that are on scene now, they can't leave until that's that incident's over with. So okay, so we have another incident in Sheffield. All right, okay. So we've got another guy claiming to have something. Remember, nothing's been confirmed yet. I don't know why the officers don't just kick his door in and just deal with the situation. So we have another incident, right? Okay, so that absorbs a load more police, and no doubt this guy will have, this is me speculating. I've no doubt this guy will have mental health issues. It's not his fault. He's the victim. Yada yada yada. As we move forwards, these things are going to become more relevant, and they're going to happen more frequently. So now 2 people in Sheffield with the pretending they've got things. Okay, what if 3 people in Sheffield? Okay, right, we have to pull teams now from Leeds. Okay, right, what if somebody in Leeds has an incident? What if there's 3 people in Leeds? What if there's 3 people in Manchester, 3 people in Leeds, 3 people in Sheffield, 3 people in Doncaster, 3 people in Barnsley? The police all of a sudden find themselves overwhelmed because they don't have the capacity to deal with this amount of incidents. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, when I talk about sabotage, this is what I encompass it, because there needs to be a new word for what's coming, because it's not going to be asymmetric warfare. It's not going to be sabotage. It's going to be where you pay criminal gangs. So you go up to a criminal gang and you say, hello, mate, I've heard you've got mental health problems, because a lot of people claim mental health when there's nothing wrong with them because they get more money off the welfare state. So already these guys have got a history of mental health. So you go up to these people and you say, do you want £10,000? Just pretend you've got one of these things in your room and I'll give you £10,000 and, just absorb as many police assets as you can. Okay, right, fine, I'll do. The person one you would assume that one could find people of such mental capacity that they would agree to that. So then you absorb all the police forces up in the region, and then guess what? You have the real incident, the real attack. The real attack is somewhere else. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? There's no one left to send. You now have people roaming the streets with the long pointy things, and there's no one to send, because those tactical teams that are already, those tactical teams that are already on scene, they can't leave that scene, because if they do leave that scene and something happens, then that's their responsibility. So who are they going to send? Batman? Literally, ladies and gentlemen, you can't make this up. And I'm seeing this now as like somebody who's done this most of my working career. I've looked at these scenarios and advised on it. And another thing that's absolutely terrifying, is the way that all these people from these flats, they were sent to Ponds Forge, which is and I've talked about this before, which is it's a leisure centre with a big swimming pool. It looks quite cool, actually. But all these people are just lounging about. I guess lounging about is the wrong word to use, but they've just been sent in there, and there's no security. There's nobody monitoring who's coming in and who's coming out. What should happen is those people, as soon as they go in there, let's look at all the resources that they've committed to this person. It wouldn't be outside the realms of, what's practicable. Hang on. It wouldn't be beyond the realms of what's practicable to say to these people who are in Ponds Forge, right, wait there one moment. I've got somebody coming from the council, from the local authority. We're going to print you a quick ID badge with your name, where you live, and how long you've been here, yada, yada, yada. And then we can have a security guard on that facility. We can control who comes in and who comes out. Because anyone could walk in that location where all those people are in they're all confined to one space. Anyone could walk into that location with a backpack full of goodies, if you guys are reading between the lines. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to get this quick video out there, because what I see coming to the United Kingdom is absolutely crackers. I'm convinced now that this is coming this summer, ladies and gentlemen. All the temporal markers are in place. I've given you guys the time, the date, the location that I believe this will happen. As well, we're heading towards this global conflict. I believe this is going to start this Saturday. Go check my other videos. I said it were like weeks ago. I said it was going to start on the 14th of February. Looks like it's going to start on the 15th. Let's wait till we get to the 14th of February until you guys start saying I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, are you going to give me a day each side? I think you should. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to back to grid, and I'll get you guys another video later.